Hey, what's up, Theta Gangsters? So back with another update video today, and as you can see, looking at the market's closed right now. It's Friday, May 15th. It's 5 p.m. You can see there's a mixture of red and green on the board, so some stocks were up, some were down. But if you take a look at the numbers, they mostly traded sideways, right? Even the green stocks are up about 1% or less than 1%, and the ones that are down are also down by 1% or less. So kind of a sideways day today, which is great if you're Theta Gang, which is what we do, meaning if you sell options and time is on your side or Theta, then this day is great for you because you just let time eat away at the premiums that you're selling, and so you make profits that way. So people that buy options hate days like this because time is against option buyers. But for people like me, which they call Theta Gang, Theta represents time. So days like these, I just let time eat away at the option premiums and make profits just with the passage of time. So days like these are perfectly fine with me. So let's go and take a look at some of my options that I had on play this week. So if you remember from my earlier videos, I had 2 contracts of AMD that had sold, 2 cash secured puts at the $51 strike price. AMD traded in the red all day today, but that was perfectly fine by me because it traded above $51 and it closed above $51. So that means I collected $30 per contract, so $60 this week of premium and did not get assigned any shares. So I actually had $5,100, right, per contract times 2 contracts. So I had $10,200 at risk and I made $60 of profit. So 60 divided by $10,200 at risk times 100. So that was a 0.6% return on my risk for this week. And again, if that doesn't seem like a lot to you, if you're able to do this consistently every week for a year, that's almost 30.5% of return on your money in a year if you're able to do roughly 0.6% every week. So this, ended up being in my favor. AMD has been really good to me so far. I know people jokingly call AMD the advanced money destroyer, but I gotta tell you, every week I've had AMD plays on and I've always made money. Even the week I got assigned, I made money on selling the covered call the following week. So AMD has been good to me so far, and AMD really likes the low $50 range. So I'm looking to sell another cash secured put on it next week, but because AMD is trading at 53, 54, I could probably get in at the 48, 49 strike price and sell a cash secured put at that lower price for a similar return on my risk. Let's just take a quick look at AMD selling a put. So May 22nd, that will be next Friday. So let's see, if I sold a $48 or $49 strike, let's say $49 strike price, I'd collect about $32 in premium, which is pretty good. So let's see what my return on my risk would be. This will be $32 divided by $4,900 in capital that I would have tied up times 100. So that's even better than this week's gains. That's 0.65% return on my risk. So that looks like a really good play. And if you don't want to be that much of a risk to reward ratio, you can look one strike lower at 48. And let's say if I do $24 divided by the $4,800 I would have tied up times 100. So that's 0.5% return on my risk. So both of these look really good. I'm actually liking the $49 strike price right now. So we'll see what happens on Monday when the market opens, but that's even better for me because the last time I got assigned on my shares, I was at a cost of $51.75 per share. And then this week I had $51 strikes on. So if I was assigned, I would be at $51. So that's even less than the $51.75. And now if I sell these options next week and AMD drops below 49, I'd get assigned at $49. So even if the stock goes down in value, if you had just bought shares of AMD, let's say at $54, you just flat out bought 100 shares, and now the stock is trading at, let's say, $48, well, you've lost money, right? You've lost from $54 to $49. You've lost $5 a share over 500 shares, so you lost $500. And the only way to make money now is for AMD to get back up above $54. But by selling options, even if AMD goes down in price, which it has because the past week or 2 or 3 weeks, it's traded as high as $56, $57. So even when the stock price goes down, you can still make money and then get in at a lower stock price. So that's the good thing about options, is that you can even make money when the stock price is going down. And you can't do that if you just flat out buy shares of stock like you normally would. So AMD's been really good to me so far. So I'm really liking this $49 strike price for next week. So let's see what happens. AMD likes to trade around the low 50s right now. So honestly, if I even get a sign at 49, I might just hold the shares and then just sell them flat out for profit if AMD goes to 50, 51, 52. Because that would be an easy $1, $2, $3 of profit per share times 100 shares. So easy $100, $200, $300, maybe in a couple of days, not even a whole week, if I were to sell the option, for example. So AMD was good to me again this week. Let's keep an eye on this $49 strike price to sell more cash secured puts next week. So what wasn't so good to me this week, but I can't complain too much, was IWM. So it started in the red, but I mean, it took off during the day. It closed around 125, and then it's hovering around 124, a little below 125 after hours. So I'm going to get assigned 100 shares of IWM because my strike price was 127. So I'm going to get 100 shares assigned to me at a cost of $127 per share. But that's fine. And today was a good day for me. The only way it could have gotten better is if IWM closed above 127. But I can't complain, because if you look at the stock graph, it opened the day at around, that's pre-market 120. So around 9:30, it opened at 121. So why I say it was good for me, because the price got closer to $127, my strike price. So that means that next Monday, the next trading day, when the stock market opens up again, I can sell a covered call at 127. And look at this. Oh, that's wrong. I'm selling puts. I need to sell covered calls. So I can sell a covered call for $249 of premium. That's fantastic. That's more money than I made this week total. So if IWM stays at, let's say, 124, 125 at market open, this price or this value should stay roughly the same too. So I could even try and get a little bit more risky and say, you know what? If IWM, I think, is going to go up next week, maybe I'll sell $128 strike price. That way I can collect $204 in premium if IWM gets to 128 or above, plus the $100 in stock appreciation, because I own it at 127, but I would sell it at 128. So I would collect a total of $304 that week, as opposed to just $249. So let's see. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait and see what the market does all day Monday. If I think IWM is trending down, then I'm just going to go ahead and sell that covered call before I lose premium value. But if IWM hovers around 125 or 126 or goes up, then maybe I'll look at selling a 128 or 129 covered call. And if IWM actually just rockets up Monday, let's say it goes above my 127 strike price, let's say end of day Monday, it's already at 128, 129, then I'll just flat out sell those 100 shares and just get out of my trade. And then now I have that capital to make another trade for that week. Because why do I want to sit on that money and make $200 in 5 days when I can make a quick $100 or $200 hopefully and just get out of the trade in a day or two? That would be an ideal scenario for me. So let's see what happens. I'm really happy with what IWM did today. There was another option that one of the commenters suggested that I roll the option out for next week. And I'm going to make a video about that tomorrow, because I really struggled with what to do about IWM all day today. But once I saw that IWM was trending up all day, I said, you know what, let me just get assigned the shares. And if IWM keeps going up, I can sell high value covered calls on it the following week. So I'll make a video on it about tomorrow so you can get a sense of what my thought process was. And then the last stock I discussed was Space, or Virgin Galactic. So, I was debating all week whether or when to get in and out of this. And, I kind of got lucky because Space traded almost sideways. It was up to, let's say, 1628. It closed a little in the red at 1550. But I was looking at the options chain all week because, I had a couple $1,000 that was just sitting in my portfolio, not making me any money. So I was keeping an eye on Space because it's a low value stock, so I don't need a lot of collateral to make trades on it in terms of options. So I was just looking at the options chain, and for some reason, I mean, if you take a look at this, all the way down here at the $8.50 strike price, somebody was actually selling the cash secured put for $4, for 4 cents per contract, so $4 per contract. So you can see these are all zero because that means nobody's actually trading in this area. But I take a look at the $8.50 strike price, and somebody wanted to buy contracts at $8.50. So I said, heck yeah, I'll sell you some contracts. So I actually sold 3 contracts of Virgin Galactic at $8.50 that are expiring next week. And I think this is a no-brainer unless Space just absolutely implodes next week, because first of all, take a look at my return on risk. So I sold it for $4, and my risk is just $850 per contract. So that's a return on risk of almost 0.5%. And in order for me to get assigned at $8.50, which, you know what, I will happily do, because if you actually take a look at Space and its chart for the past couple of weeks and months, I mean, I can't recall the last time Space was at $8.50. I mean, the last time Space was trading for $8.50 was December of 2019. So something really catastrophic would have to happen for Space to get down that low. I mean, right now, Space closed the day at $15.65. So let's just say $15.65. And then I sold the share, or sold the contract, at $8.50. So that means that in a week, basically from Monday to next Friday, Space would have to lose $7.15 in value for me to be assigned these shares. So just to put that in a percentage, $7.15 divided by its current price at $15.65, Space would have to drop by 46% in a week for me to get assigned these shares. So I think this was a no-brainer for me. If I had more money, I would have put even more. I would have even bought more contracts, because I'm basically getting 0.5% return on my risk, and the stock would have to drop 46% almost for me to get assigned shares. And even if I get assigned shares at $8.50, that's a great value for Space, in my opinion. So let me know what you think about my plays for this week. So just to do a quick recap, I made $60 off my AMD options this week. I made $104 off my IWM options. So I made a total of $164 this week, plus I got assigned 100 shares of IWM, which I'm going to sell covered calls on next week. And then I got into this Space trade at the end of the day that's going to expire next week. So let me know how you did this week. Hopefully you were profitable. Let me know what you're thinking about for next week in terms of plays. As always, if you have any questions or comments, leave them below. And happy trading.